Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy HB Clips, aka Pretty Boy Ray, and today I got a very special video. I haven't done a type of video like this before. It's my first time doing this. I don't even got no script or nothing. This is all off just the top of my head. But this is like a book review, I guess you could say. So recently, I don't know why, but I actually do know why. Let me pull it up. There was a video that I watched the other day. Goes by Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I think let me see. It was this right here, a deep dive into Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. As y'all may know, this is my favorite album from Kendrick. This is my favorite album, not only from Kendrick, just in general. So I watched the video, and the guy in the video had mentioned a lot about Eckhart Tolle. If you don't know who Eckhart Tolle is, my first time hearing from about Eckhart Tolle was on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. So basically, in Mr. Morale is basically Kendrick confronting his problems, and there's a line in one of the songs where Whitney, his wife, is telling him like you need therapy, blah blah blah, like go see Eckhart Tolle. And Eckhart Tolle, I believe, is like a spiritual teacher, a spiritual professor. I'm not sure, but he kind of plays as like Kendrick's therapist for the album, I guess you could say. And in the video that I was watching, a deep dive into Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, the person who made the video, let me just make sure I get his name right. Tennis Tom, spelled Thom. Basically mentioned that this book right here, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, is a big influence on the album, and a lot of the stuff, like when I heard the album, I obviously resonated with a lot of the content on the album. I also got the messaging of the album, but I also, it being my favorite album, it led me to want to you could say do a deeper dive, I guess, into the album. So I had bought this book about a week ago. I'm pretty sure it was a week, or was it 2 weeks? I think it was a week or 2 weeks, one of the two, whatever. Y'all get the point. I bought the book. And I wanted to recommend this book to a lot of y'all. I wasn't really big on reading. The last time I owned a book or bought a book, I would say it was probably when I was in like college or high school, maybe even. And I was like, you know what? Let me give reading a try. People, book nerds or bookworms, let me not call them nerds. Because I feel like nerds, although it's a positive thing because it's like calling somebody smart, I feel like it is used a lot in a very derogatory, like, light perception. So if you got offended by me saying book nerd, my apologies, bookworms. I don't even know if that's better. I'm gonna just be for real, but yeah, this book has taught me a lot in the week and a half that I spent reading it. So I'm not a big reader. I know a lot of vocabulary, like words and all that, because I do make music. But as far as reading, I was never really the biggest fan. But one thing that has helped me get through with the book is I kind of held myself to a rule where I would have to do a chapter a day. So that made it easy, so I didn't burn myself out. Cause like usually, like I would try like maybe to read as much as possible, and you could get burnt out doing it like that. So if you're not a really big reader and you do decide to check out this book, I suggest you do something like that, like a chapter a day. And also the book is not boring, but reading is NyQuil. So what I would do is I would read throughout the day, but I would leave enough in the chapter so that when I was going to bed, I could finish the chapter. And as soon as I put the book down from finishing that chapter, I would just knock out. Like, I was sleeping so good. I was getting like 8 hours of sleep a night, waking up, going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So I do recommend trying to read. But let me just move that all out the way to say this book taught me a lot about. It gives you a lot of solutions to like anxiety, to fear, to the worries of everyday life that I know because I experienced it not only myself, but I've also spoken to people who feel pressure from the expectations of life, not only in past, but also in future. So this book basically just tries to explain to the reader or convey the message that all worry in life comes from not living in the moment. All anxiety in life comes from not living in the moment. All your fears in life comes from not living in the moment. And if you really think about it, this book has done so much for me because it gave me the confidence and it solved my anxiety and helped me not worry as much as I used to. Because a lot of my worries from before was me being trapped in like the future. Like I was always worried like, oh, I gotta be successful by this time. I gotta do this by this age. I gotta be a millionaire. Why am I not where I want to be at? Like when will I get there? And it really takes away the beauty and like the love for whatever you're doing in the moment. So like for example, if you love music, if you love streaming, if you love making videos or whatever it is you love doing, if you're living in the future and living with the expectations of those results coming faster than what they actually are going to do, you're not going to enjoy what you're doing because you'll make 100 songs, you'll make 100 videos, you'll make, if you're an artist, 100 paintings, and you're going to be like, oh, people should have acknowledged this by now because in my head it was supposed to go like this, but it didn't. You're taking away the beauty from what you love to do because you're not living in the moment and enjoying the actual process. You're too focused on like seeing the results, and the results will come eventually, especially if you love what you're doing. Just the love is going to drive it and give it the quality where people are going to recognize it. But when you're doing stuff with the expectations of the result, not only are you skewing your artistic perspective onto like, oh, I'm gonna do this way because I know other people are gonna like it, instead of doing it the way you want to do it and having people resonate with you and who like you are, your message. My fault, my ear was a little bit itchy, bro. But you're like, what do they say? What's that word that they say? You're damn, you're kind of like, you're jeopardizing or giving up your creative freedom just for the purse, just for other people to like what you're doing, basically. And that goes to say, I resonated with that message a lot, and that message has helped me. I started making videos again. I learned how to relax. I was one of those people that I couldn't relax before. Like anytime like I would try to relax, like get some weight off my shoulder, just chill, I couldn't chill because in my mind I'm like, I'm chilling right now and it's not going to get me to where I want to go. I'm not going to be able to reach my goals. I'm like, this day, these 24 hours I could be using to move forward and progress towards my goal, but I'm not doing that. I'm just relaxing, and it helped me realize like it's okay to relax. Like don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about that future that you're like, oh, if I relax now, I'm not going to be where I want to be in the future, because relaxation is part of the process. You can't overwork yourself, burn yourself out. You're not going to make quality, you're not going to produce quality things out of lack of relaxation. And that stress is just going to make you not want to do what it is that you actually want to do. So that was one of the aspects of the book that don't live in the future, live in the moment. But also another part that is strong, which I kind of struggle with as well before reading the book, but I didn't struggle with as much as the living in the future part. So living in the past, it was basically like all your fears and all your pain and all your anxiety comes from fear of things that happened to you in the past. But when you're living with that fear of the past, you're not living in the moment, and you're like actually blocking out some of your blessings or some of your opportunities, or even giving yourself anxiety when you're thinking like, oh, let's say you think a girl is cute or something outside, and you want to approach her, but just because in the past you got rejected before, you're like, nah, she's just gonna reject me like said person, or it might not work out because of this, or nah, I can't trust this. And that goes back to the Mr. Morale album too, where if you think about it, the We Cry Together, like where the guy and the girl are arguing back and forth. Like, think about it. They're arguing over shit in the past, but at the end of the song, when they're in the moment, they end up having intercourse. And that in that moment where they're having the intercourse, although I'm not sure if that's a healthy way, because that's kind of also like trying to mask what you're feeling kind of in a moment, but they're also just living in the moment and appreciating their significant other regardless of the argument they just had or regardless of anything that happened in the past. So I say that to say this: I loved this book and I gave it a 10 out of 10. And I would dive more into like the pain body stuff and the the consciousness and unconsciousness, but why would oh, that was loud. But why would I spoil the whole book for y'all? This is just a review of the book, so I give it a 10 out of 10. I gave y'all a little brief summary and also some stuff that I felt helped me, how the book helped me, to see if I could motivate some of y'all to read it. And if it helps at least one of y'all or two of y'all or three of y'all, I'm glad. I'm glad that I could deliver that message to y'all. And I hope y'all have a blessed day, man. Take care of yourselves.